Welcome to the fourth tutorial of Digital Laboratory. In this tutorial, we are going to implement 2-bit asynchronous counter. You can see a 2-bit asynchronous counter. The name asynchronous is given because output of the first flip-flop is applied as a clock input for the next. I am using a JK flip-flop for constructing a asynchronous counter. So both J and K terminal are connected to logic 1. I don't want to preset anything, that's why preset terminals are also connected to logic 1. I don't want to clear anything, that's why both the clear terminal of both the IC are connected to logic 1. Clock is applied to the first IC and output of the first JK flip-flop is given as a clock input for the next one. So that's why output from the first flip-flop will be the LSB and output from the second flip-flop will be the MSB. The IC which I am using for constructing this will be the 7476 IC, which is a master slave JK flip-flop IC. In one IC there are two JK flip-flop. So I am taking a breadboard. I have done the basic connection where I have shorted the LSB line, lower line, and I have shorted the upper power line. Now I am connecting a 7476 IC. Again I am keeping a notch towards my left hand side. Starting with the first one, clock is applied to pin number 1. So I am connecting a wire for clock. Then pin number 2 and pin number 3 are the preset for the first JK flip-flop. So both the preset and clear are connected to logic 1. So pin number 2 connected to logic 1. Then pin number 3 also connected to logic 1. Then comes the pin number 4. Pin number 4 is nothing but a J1 of the first IC, which is also connected to the logic 1. So that I am also connecting to logic 1. Pin number 5 VCC. So again give it a VCC to the IC. So pin number 5 again to the VCC. So we have done with J. K is still left of the first IC. So I am connecting a K. K1 is pin number 16. So that is also connected to logic 1. Then after J1, K1, clock 1, preset 1, clear 1, then comes the Q1. Q is connected to the clock input for the second IC. So pin number Q. Q1 is pin number 15 and clock 2 is pin number 6. So from pin number 15 to clock, from pin number 15 to clock 2 of the second flip-flop. From the same, I am going to observe the LSB. So I am connecting a LSB here. So from the pin number, same pin, that is from pin number 15, my LSB will be here connecting to the LED. Then J2, K2 again connected to logic 1. Clear 2, preset 2 connected to logic 1. So clear 2 and preset 2, pin number 6 and pin number 7. 7 and 8 are connected to logic 1. After 7 and 8, then comes the J2 and K2. So J2 and K2. J2 is pin number 9 and pin number 12. So pin number 9 is connected to logic 1 and pin number 12, 9, 10, 11, 12 is also connected to logic 1. So done with these two connection, and now finally the Q2, that is pin number 11 to the next one. So after connecting all this circuit now, first we will give the power to the circuit. So as we have seen in our third tutorial, I am connecting a ground first. My power is already set, power supply is already set to 4.2. So I am giving the power as 4.7 to my circuit. Then comes the clock. So I am going to give the clock. Clock is nothing but a square wave. So I am going to use a function generator to give the clock. For that, I have selected the square wave from the function generator. It should have the lowest frequency. So that's why I have set the frequency to nearly to the 1 Hertz. So after that, I can apply the clock by using this probe. Again a VCC and ground. Again a ground. So I am first connecting a ground and then I am applying a clock. You can see that I can count the states now. 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. This is the working and implementation of asynchronous counter. If you have any query regarding the implementation of asynchronous counter, you can mail me on s.n.chaudhary@kkvac.edu.in. Thank you.